Coach, when the team is able to kind of bounce back from losing Jalen early in the third quarter, just what does it say about this team's growth and maturity?
Yeah, it's always hard to lose a player during a game. And as you said, it's a little deflating. I thought V came in and did a good job. Made a couple plays, even though it was just a couple minutes. It's kind of representative of what we got from everybody. I thought guys kind of stepped up in their own way when they needed to. We had some guys play heavy minutes, and they did a good job. I think whenever you have adversity, if you can continue to defend through it, we had a drought there, but we did a good job. We made it hard for them defensively, except for I thought the stretch in the third quarter when we fouled made it hard. But yeah, it's a good win for a lot of reasons.
We've talked about execution, focusing on the right things. Just what did you think they kind of honed in on a little bit more on the defensive end to kind of right the ship when Cleveland went on the run?
Yeah, we did a good job, with the exception of maybe some turnovers, or some times we got to the rim and we didn't have great floor balance. I thought we did a pretty good job in transition, and everybody rebounded. So that's a huge thing. If you can get a defensive rebound, you got a chance to convert. But I thought we were connected. The talk defensively, they were early in the game. There was a back screen, we didn't switch. There was a number of possessions where we just got disconnected. I think when we're connected defensively, it's true of any team, but for us, it's something that we've really been working on and focused on, not just in the last week, but for the course of the season. So when you see that happen and you get rewarded for it, it's gratifying.
Coach, can you talk more about Sadiq and Bogey's play? You just talked about stepping up in their own play, 17 and 4.
Yeah, both of them kind of had a feel for what the team needed. Sadiq didn't hesitate from three, and then he was able to attack the rim as well. And that combination, I thought DeAndre did the same thing. And then Bogey was determined to make plays, and he not only shooting his mid-range, and then I thought he passed the ball well too when he drew a crowd. So I think as much as anything, those guys didn't force themselves on the game, which is there's a balance there. When you feel like your team needs you, you need a bucket, to find that opportunity, and not be predetermined with what you're going to do.
Coach, it seems like we're pretty deep into the longest, most confident stretch of DeAndre Hunter's career.
Mm-hmm.
In your eyes, looking back at the last 2 months or the times that you've been here, what is it that is enabling him to get into this good stretch of basketball?
Well, I mean, he's so solid defensively. We've been challenging him with different matchups. He's worked hard, not just to get healthy, but to stay in shape and to stay sharp. And I think he's letting the game come to him. Beginning with just taking his three. He's 6'8", so when he rises up, and there isn't really a contested shot for him from there, because he's able to to elevate in his jump shot. And I also think he's attacking the rim. And if he can't get all the way there, that's when he's able to pull up. But I think his mindset, being aggressive, shooting the ball, and then also being aggressive when he's attacking the closeout, and getting to the rim. I thought there were a couple times tonight he might have had an and one, but those are things he can do, and it's good to see him doing. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and I really believe in him, and I've told him that, and just want him to play free, and enjoy the game, and embrace it. And that's what I see. Just his mindset is in a really good place.
Coach, you all held Cleveland to about 24% from three tonight. The average is about 36-37% on the season. Just talk about your perimeter defense and being able to kind of hold that three-point shooting at bay tonight.
Well, it is an emphasis, obviously, the way they shoot the ball, with Merrill and Wade, over 80% of their shots are from three. I thought they got loose a few too many times. We've had, particularly down the stretch, people have shot much higher than they're expected, their QSQ. So I won't say we've been unlucky, because you make your own luck. But as you said, I think, just working to contest shots, sometimes, you're rewarded for that. It's just a little bit different. So I thought, there were possessions when we really had multiple efforts. And that's part of the communication.
Coach, a few games ago, I asked about, not getting tunnel vision off those offensive rebounds and trying to go up for the putbacks and kicking out. Both Bruno and Clint were making some good plays today. I was just curious what you thought of their eyes out mentality of getting the ball out.
Well, I think when you asked me that before, Lauren, when a player works hard to get an offensive rebound, you want them to be rewarded, but kicking the ball out for an open three, that's a reward in itself. And just us feeling those situations, because offensive rebounds are great, but second chance points are better. And to the extent that you have opportunities, usually when you get those boards, if you don't have a putback, there's probably someone open, if not the first guy, the second guy. And it's important for the other players on the floor. Sometimes you're in there too, and they've got to run out and get space and give them someone to pass the ball to. But it's great to see that unselfishness.
Cleveland was just coming off a game where they rallied from 22 points down in the fourth quarter. Now they come back from 21 points down in the third. But at the end of that period, how difficult do you think it was for them to keep that energy going? And on the other hand, what was that? What kind of test was that for you guys on the back end of a back-and-back to have the energy to?
Yeah, it's probably hard for me to speak to their mindset. I think, as you said, both teams coming off back-to-back. I thought for us, there was an adjustment period. As far as who's playing, rotations, minutes, who needs a blow. DeAndre's still on a minutes restriction, but everybody was on the floor. I thought defended, and that was the biggest thing for me. Is even though they were coming back, and they did, thought we kept our focus on the defensive end, and eventually, we were able to see the ball go in once we stopped fouling.
And Coach, just to follow that up, talking about defense in the fourth quarter, did you feel like there was a specific play or a set of plays that you felt like the tide was kind of moving back in you all's favor?
We've talked a lot about, being in the right place, whatever that means for everybody on the floor, but being connected and someone coming over to help and someone sinking down and someone filling in. I thought we fell into some steals, where we weren't gambling to make a play and taking ourselves out of the play, but we were just in the right place, and as a result, we're able to make a play on the ball. And, that to me was, that happened a couple times late, and, we were able to convert and, bump the lead up a little bit and give ourselves some breathing room.
I know it's early, but did you get any update further on Jalen's ankle?
No, I haven't. We'll get something for you guys pretty quick.
Coach, what's it mean for you guys confidence-wise? Even though the third quarter's been a little bit of a struggle for you to get this win here at home?
Well, it's a good win, particularly, basically a 24-hour period. And this third quarter was a little different than some other third quarters. But that said, part of this third quarter was just settling, and not settling down and not becoming discouraged or disconnected or anything like that. And, that anytime a team can go through some adversity like that and respond, it's a good thing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.